Hello, everyone. What we're going to do today is talk about how to calculate your final grade. Many students ask their instructors what grade they need to make on their final exam to secure the letter grade they hope to earn. In this lesson, students will explore how their grade depends on many factors and how the percentage per category on their syllabus play a crucial role in determining their overall average. Students will be tasked to determine this based on their circumstances for the course they are taking. We will equip the students with the knowledge of how to calculate this for their specific math courses, or math course, excuse me, so that when the time comes, they're able to make the calculation on their own, possibly for all their classes. So let's go into the first scenario. In this first scenario, we're looking at Jeremiah. And Jeremiah here is a student in a Math 0214 class who currently has the following percentage scores for each category. So this is from the syllabus. 15% is homework, 50% is the average of the 5 tests, 15% for other activities, and 20% for the final exam. And these are our current scores. And basically what Jeremiah wants to know is, what do I have to score on the final exam to get like a 90 for the class? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let F here be the final exam score. So just going to put that down there. Now, next thing I want to do is I want to take all these percentages here and change them to decimals. So I'm going to take the percent and change them to a decimal. So 15%, we slide the decimal over 2 places. That's 0.15. 50%, that's going to be 0.50 or 0.5. 15% is 0.15. And then 20% would be 0.2. So now we're going to calculate how many points Jeremiah gets from each category. So this is going to be in our points. And our points here is going to be the decimal times the average. So I'm going to be taking 0.15 times 80 on the first one, the 0.5 times 84 on the second one, the 0.15 times 98, and the last one, all I can do is do 0.2f. So let me go ahead and grab a calculator and let's do these calculations. So on the first one, we're going to do 0.15 times 80. That will give us 12. Second one, 0.5 times 84. So that would be 42. And then 0.15 times 98. It's 14.7. Now, obviously, I can't do that multiplication on the last one because I don't know what F is. That's what we're trying to find. So I want to go ahead and take these folks right here, plus that 0.2f and add those up. So I'm going to take that 12 plus 42 plus 14.7. And let me just write that down as 0 plus 0.2f. And that's going to be equal to my course grade. So we'll go ahead and total those up and just whip out your calculator and add them up. That would be 68.7 plus 0.2 F, and that's equal to the course grade. So now we're in business. We have a formula that we can go ahead and we can work with. So I'm going to take this thing here. This is my key here. And I'm going to use based upon the above information, determine what Jeremiah must score on his final exam to have the following letter grades in the course. So I'm going to set this equal to 90. That's the minimum score I would need to get an A. So I'm just going to set that equal to 90. And now I want to solve that equation for F. So I'm going to subtract 68.7 from both sides. And that's going to give us 0.2 F equals 21.3. Now I'm just going to slide it over here, rewrite it. Then we're going to divide both sides by 0.2. And when we do that division, that is going to give us 106.5. So he would have to score over, you would have to score 106.5% on the final exam. And more than likely, there's not extra credits, so that's not happening. So that's not going to be possible. So an A for this course is not possible in Jeremiah's situation at this point in the course. Now let's try for a B. So we're going to take the same equation. But now I'm going to set it equal to 80 because that's the minimum score I need to get a B. We're going to go ahead and subtract 68.7 from both sides. So I'll give us 0.2 F equals 11.3. Again, I'm just going to bring it up over here. And then we're going to divide by 0.2. And that will give us 56.5%. So B is doable. Gets 56.5% or higher, he's got a B. All right, let's try for a C. So now we're taking the same equation, and this time we're setting it equal to 70. And then we're going to solve. So again, same steps, 68.75. We're going to be subtracting from both sides. That will give us 0.2 F equals 1.3. I'm going to bring it up over here. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 0.2. And that gives us 6.5%. So yeah, I mean, certainly there's an excellent chance that Jeremiah is going to pass the course. He'd have to score below a 6.5% not to pass the course. And now, to explain in words what your calculations mean, and here I just typed it up because my handwriting is just horrible. Jeremiah would need at least 106.5 on his final exam to earn A, which is not possible. So it's not happening. If he scores at least at 56.5%, he would secure a B. He must score at least a 6.5%, but less than 56.5% to earn a C. All right. So let's turn the page and let's look at example 2. So now we're looking at Marcella, and it's kind of the same situation. So I'm going to proceed in the same fashion. I'm just going to go ahead and let F equals the final exam score. And so we're going to put F down here. And then again, I want to change the percents to decimals. So that would be 0.15, 0.5, 0.15, and 0.2. So we're kind of going through the same game as before. I'm going to be taking that 0.15, that 0.5, that 0.15, and 0.2, and I'm going to be multiplying with the averages. Just grab that so we have 96, 88, 94, and F. So what we're doing here is we're basically calculating the points again. And that's our decimal times our average. So the first one, we go and do the multiplication. We're going to get 14.4. This one's going to be 44. This is going to be 14.1. And of course, this is going to be just 0.2F. So I guess we don't need to do anything there. Now we want to add those up. So I'm going to take that 14.4 plus 44 plus 14.1 plus that 0.2F. And that's going to be our final course grade. Just go ahead and combine here, and that will give us 72.5 plus 0.2F. And that's our final course grade. So now it's now the same game that we just did in the first example. We're going to take that 72.5 plus 0.2F, and the first one I'm going to set equal to 90. And then we're going to do the same thing in part B. Take the 72.5 plus 0.2F, set that equal to 80, and same thing in part C. So take a moment, pause the video, go ahead and work these out. Okay, so now to solve this one, we would subtract 72.5 from both sides. That's going to give us 0.2F equals 17.5. Wrote over here. Got too many pens going on here. And then we want to divide both sides by 0.2. And that gives us F equals 87.5%. So Marcella does have a chance of getting an A in the course. She'd have to score an 87.5% or higher on the final exam, but it is possible. Okay, so now let's try B here. We subtract 72.5% from both sides. That gives us 0.2F equals 7.5. Throw it up here. And then we're going to divide both sides by 0.2. And that's going to give us F equals 37.5%. So if she scores between a 37.5 but below an 87.5%, she would have a B. Now let's try the last one. We'll subtract 72.5 from both sides. And this will be interesting, so we get a negative number here. So let me slide it over. And then we're going to divide both sides by 0.2. And that gives us F is a negative 12.5%. Well, you can't get a negative number on the final exam, so lowest she can get on the final exam is 0. So she could get a 0 on her final exam and still get a C for the class. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so let's kind of summarize those. And again, I typed them up here because my handwriting is atrocious. So Marcel could get a 0 on her final exam and still score a C for the class. Turn a B, she needs to score at least a 37.5%, but less than an 87.5%. And to secure an A, she must score an 87.5% or higher. So now you know how to calculate what you need on the final exam to determine what letter grade you want for a class.